why a normally calm and collected, prim and proper, principled and disciplined individual, even an adult, all of a sudden becomes crazy, lousy, and even cursing because they're in traffic? If you've ever wondered why, then this video is for you. Welcome to the Psychologist NDTV with me, Dr. Blessing Ntamu. I'm so excited to be here. It's been quite a while. Today I'm going to talk to you about a topic, a very valuable topic called mindfulness. Yeah, mindfulness. If you've heard about meditation, then you've heard about mindfulness, because meditation is a part of mindfulness. Now we're going to talk about what mindfulness is. I'm going to try to talk about the usefulness of mindfulness, what research has discovered, and then we're going to talk about getting you started on your own mindfulness journey. The very interesting thing about this is that mindfulness is very easy to practice and the benefits are unimaginable. They're just wow. Now, let me first of all tell you how I came about practicing mindfulness. Now, there was this day, usually I have a very tight schedule because, I have work, I have kids, I volunteer somewhere, I have my own NGO. There's just a lot of things that I do. I have my private practice, psychotherapy practice, and so I have a crazy schedule, and at this point it became really difficult to manage. So after waking up at about 2 a.m. or so and working for several hours on a particular project for a company I'm representing, I sent off this project, and I was supposed to follow up with them and get some feedback during the day so that I could, send this reports to our partners. And I just forgot about them completely and went on doing other things. So by the end of the day, when I got feedback from them, naturally they were really upset that I was not available, to respond to my emails, and I kind of slowed them down on the job. And then I sat down and had to have a rethink, That was a negative feedback and nobody likes that. But when you use negative feedbacks and make the best of them, then it becomes really useful. So I sat back and I had a rethink. I just found that I had been going crazy from this to that to that, never really giving anything my full attention, never enjoying any of these activities. And because of the knowledge I have of psychology, I just knew I was driving myself crazy. So for most part of my days, I used to drive on autopilot. Autopilot is a natural response of our brain, and it comes from the amygdala. The amygdala is also the part of the brain that controls the stress response. And the stress response is an inbuilt mechanism that's there to protect you, to keep you safe. So in the face of any threat, perceived threat or actual threat, the amygdala activates the fight or flight reaction. If you've been watching my videos, you already know something about this, okay? And then, a lot of things happen in your body, your physiology, to enable you either face the threats, fight it head on. For instance, if you encounter a lion, a human-eating lion, the fight or flight reaction will set off to either help you run faster or confront the threat and fight it off. And that's just okay. A lot of things happen. Your pupil would dilate, digestion will stop to conserve energy. You have blood, being diverted to your muscles to ensure that you can, take action quickly. You find your heartbeat will increase reasonable. Even your body temperature, you'll be sweating more, to maintain body temperature. Your blood, will become thicker so that just in case you have an injury, bleeding will be slowed down. A lot of things will happen inside of your system. And all of this is meant to keep you safe. Now, and this is okay. But immediately the threat has been overcome or has passed, your body should return back to homeostasis. So the parasympathetic nervous system should actually return your body and your entire system back to a state of balance, homeostasis. Now, what happens when this does not happen? Or when this mechanism, the fight or flight reaction, is activated based on threats that do not exist? Now, what happens is that we begin to experience all of these reactions in our body in the form of anxiety. And this is what is at the root of most of the mental illnesses, mental health disruptions that we suffer. Believe you me, most of the times, what we worry about is either things that have passed. So you're worrying, oh, I didn't do this right. I should have done better. Why didn't I do this way, do that way? And that does not help you. It is not a problem-solving kind of thinking. It's rumination. So it's a kind of a self-focused self-reference kind of thinking. It's not problem solving. It's not goal directed. It just keeps, keep your mind busy doing nothing, and then ignites this fight or flight reaction, and then just makes you sick. It's either we're worrying about the past or we're worrying about the future. So we are anticipating an event that has not happened. Am I going to do well in this examination? How is the test going to be? Am I going to fail? Maybe you have a public speaking engagement. Oh, am I going to do this right? Or what's going to go wrong? What if I don't say the right things? What if the audience laugh at me? So you see, most of the times we activate the fight or flight reaction either anticipatorily, looking at the events of the future that are not there yet, or retrospectively, thinking about the things in the past, never in the present, never thinking about the present. And because of this retrospective or anticipatory thoughts in us, we do not enjoy the present moment. We miss out on the present. We keep our minds either in the past or in the future. We're never really present in the now. Now, this is what mindfulness is all about. Mindfulness is all about being present in the now, being aware, training your attention to stay in the present, having your attention focused on the things that you want them to focus on, being non-judgmental about this attention training. So you're present in the moment, you're enjoying whatever activity it is you're engaged in, you're aware, and you're non-judgmentally paying attention in the present, in a state of complete awareness. That's the summary of what mindfulness is about. Now, research has shown that mindfulness improves a whole lot of diseases, both physical and psychologically. So, mindfulness could help you improve on pains, physical pains in any part of your body. Mindfulness has been shown by research to reduce depressive symptoms, anxiety symptoms, dementia symptoms. You can mention them. A whole range of physical and psychological illnesses, including cancer, can help you experience the symptoms less. Okay, and mindfulness is said to be the most researched psychological practice of the moment. It's a third wave therapy. Any therapy referred to as a third wave therapy involves some mindfulness, and there's so much research to prove that mindfulness is helpful in alleviating the symptoms of a whole range, of diseases, physical and psychological. Wow. The beauty about it, like I said before, is how simple it is to practice mindfulness. Before I go on with this, do you know that most heart attacks occur on Monday mornings before work? Have you ever asked yourself why? This is because people are anticipating a stressful day. Can you imagine that? So instead of getting ready for the day to face the day, after all, no matter what comes, we have the capacity as humans to face whatever comes. And why don't we even leave these worries or decisions until we confront whatever it is we are afraid of? So because people are anticipating a busy day, a hectic day, most people have heart attacks on Monday mornings before work. So you see, training your attention actually deactivates, the fight or flight reaction. Because when the flight or fight reaction is activated when there's no real threat, you activate the fight or flight reaction, and it sustains all through your worrying either over the past or the future. Your allostatic load is increased, and eventually it's going to lead to a breakdown, a physical or psychological breakdown, and we don't want that, do we? So this is how to get yourself started on your own mindfulness practice. Like I said, mindfulness is all about paying attention and training your attention. The human mind was made to wander. So it's never in one place. It's wandering here and there. So your ability to stay in the now, to stay in the present, and to train your attention to remain in the present and to focus on the things you want to focus on, that's mindfulness. Now, there are two ways to practice mindfulness. It's either you're doing meditations for a particular certain hours in the day. So you take out time, you sit down and do your meditations, or you engage in mindful living. So you engage in every activity mindfully. That's what I decided to do. And since I decided to start engaging in my activities mindfully, wow, I have felt the change. I've felt the difference, a huge difference. That's why I decided to share this with you. For instance, each time I left my house in the morning, throughout the day, when I'm driving, wherever I'm going, I am always in a state of arousal. That's the state where your fight and flight reaction is activated. Can you even imagine that? And how you know that you're in a state of arousal, there are several symptoms. But one of the most common symptoms that you are in a stressed state, you're experiencing anxiety, you're in a state of arousal, is you find that you hold your breath. So imagine driving for hours and I'm holding my breath, going through lots of activities. I'm holding my breath because I'm thinking, oh, I'm late. What if I get there, the meeting's already over? What if I get there and my time to make it over, and stuff like that? So it's either you're holding your breath or you're taking really short and shallow breaths. And none of this is good for you. So each time you notice that you're having this shortness of breath, taking short breaths, shallow breaths, or you're holding your breath, is one of the signs that you're in a state of arousal. All you need to do is to calm down, to sense your body, to take in very deep breaths and let them out, and then bring your mind to the present. Now, this is very most effective when it's accompanied with cognitive behavioral therapy. But for today, I recommend 3 types of mindfulness that every one of you out there should practice. One is the mindful waking. Now, the mindful waking, when you wake up in the morning, take out just 2 to 3 minutes, sit down upright, preferably in a comfortable position, ensure that every part of your body is relaxed and comfortable. You might want to close your eyes. Okay, when you do that, take in 3 deep breaths, like this. So you take in the breath through your nostrils and you let out the breath through your mouth. Now, when you take this breath, try to feel the air going through your nostrils and all through your air pipes, your trachea, the bronchioles, all the way into your lungs, and then feel the air come out through the same path. Notice the pathways that the air takes to come out. Notice the rising and contraction of your chest. Take in about 5 deep breaths and let them out. Allow your breath to settle. That's when you wake up in the morning, either first thing or waking up after saying your prayers. That would be for Christians and for me. Okay, when you do that, now set the intention for the day. Set the intention for the day. How do I want to show up today? How do I want to look today? How do I want to act today? How do I want to respond to people's actions today? You choose to either be calm and to have a happy outlook through the day. Decide how you want the day to look like. I want to be calm. I want to be happy. I don't want to feel anxious. Now, when you set your intention, you're going to say to yourself, no matter what happens today, no matter how people act today, I choose to remain calm. I choose not to insult anyone. I choose to be tolerant. I choose to be accepting. Now, you set your intention for the day. After having set your intention for the day, you can also take out a writing pad and write out all the activities you want to carry out today, on that day, on every day, That also helps you plan so that you're not running all the time. You're not running from this to that, to that, to that. So set your intentions for the day and remember to check with yourself. When you go through your day, as people are acting towards you, try to check your response and remind yourself of the intention that you had set. Make sure that you're following the set intention. Also, make sure you write down all the activities for the day and ensure that you stick to them. From time to time during your day, please check back and ensure that you're not reacting in the wrong way, you're not being anxious, that your breathing is calm, that you're comfortable, and all of that. So that's the mindful waking. Now, the next one I want you to practice is the mindful eating. How many of us just wake up and run through the day, picking our meals while standing and running around? Now, that's not mindful eating and it's not good for us. Now, mindful eating involves being present while you're eating, taking out time to eat your food, to feel your food, to smell your food, to taste your food, anticipate the taste of the food, and then mindfully eat that. But because I want us to really follow this, I'm going to leave you with just mindful waking in this video. And in the next video, we are going to deal with mindful eating and mindful driving. If this is your first time on the Psychologist NDTV, please click on the subscribe button and subscribe to this channel. Believe me, we've got lots of good things for you. You'll never regret subscribing. Till I come your way again next week, I'm signing out. It's Dr. Blessing and Tam. We'll see you next week. Ensure that you practice mindful waking and that you practice mindfulness in your entire day. Thank you.